that said
Click TV.
Oh yes, Click TV.
yes, it's the technician. The technician decided to send everything on live. So to the CEO of Click TV and then the managers of Click TV, CEO Teresa YEBOAH, you need to talk to your managers so that she can also talk to her technicians, because this is very unprofessional, very, very unprofessional. I believe everything has been rectified now. I believe it has been rectified. So basically what we're discussing now is some of these plans that you hear me mention, and how do I acquire the knowledge that when you use that plant ABC, it is able to give you that resource. It is able to give you that resource. That is what we are discussing. And please have it in mind that the Telegram class and most of the programs that will be hosting on Click TV will be in English version, because we keep on getting comments that suggest that we have wider viewership. They are not only Ghanaians, but outsiders are well who also participate in some of the programs we host on Click TV, and at times they need to rely on YouTube translation to understand it a little bit, which does not explain into details for their understanding. So we've decided to come to you with most of the programs being in English, and then once in a while we'll give you the free version of it. This is Click Telegram class, where knowledge is acquired and put into practice. And before we continue, remember, be careful of whatever thee shall wish for. For whatever thee shall wish for, thee shall get. So you have to have it in mind. You should be extremely careful. You should be extremely careful. If you want to phone in and then ask your questions as we move along, you can phone in as well. As humans, okay, we sometimes think, can you check with the audio for me, please? Because I keep on, there's a message, it says, can you check for me if the audio is okay? Check for me if the audio is okay, please. If the audio is okay. Just give me a thumbs up if the audio is okay. Check for me if the as at times I give you helps and how you can apply them as formulas in resolving your predicament, and you ask, how am I able to identify this? As humans, we basically think that this universe is for us alone, so we tend to abuse it. It is not for us alone. Remember, we the human as we are, the human beings as we are, and the animals and the plants and everything that are physical to you and I, that is one aspect. Aside that, there are other higher entities, both positive and negative, that also dwells with it among us. So if you think it's for you and I alone, and you begin to do things in your own way, you have sexual intercourse in the open space, you have a bath, naked bath in the open space, you do certain things, you urinate anyhow on plants and other things, then you should know that there are consequences which you have to bear. There are consequences which you have to bear, and that bearing it can bring you so many predicaments, that can bring you so many misfortunes, and it becomes so difficult for you to move on in life, for you to perceive your goals, and that is very, very uncomfortable, which I will not recommend for you. So if you're learning, come on, watch it. Welcome to class, and I know you are tuning in and you're watching, and you have your questions listed already. So come on, you can ask your question when the phone lines are open. The human needs, spiritual needs are grouped. We have about 12 groups of human spiritual needs. This is what, when you have these 12 spiritual needs, it makes your life complete. It makes your life complete. Other lecturers will give you more than 12. Okay, I will give you 50. But basically, you need to have 12 needs, these 12 spiritual needs. Okay, the first one that we'll talk about is abundance. If you want to do anything which is spiritual and you need it in abundance, you need certain herbs to go with it. You need certain herbs to go with it. So the first one is abundance. Okay, and beneath abundance, there are certain herbs beneath abundance that can help you to achieve either abundance of fertility, abundance of grace, abundance of happiness, abundance of job, abundance of whatever that you desire. Okay, if you desire any of this in abundance, okay, in abundance, in the positive side, the negative side is always sorrowful to the physical body and at times to the spiritual being as well, that is your soul. So you should take note of that. If you need things in abundance, there are so many herbs or so many plants that you can use at your advantage to have things in abundance. You've all heard of alfalfa. Alfalfa can help you to have so many things in abundance. When you use alfalfa. So when we discuss alfalfa as a plant, jot it under abundance, so that when you are preparing a portion for someone and it has to do with abundance, then remember that when you add a little bit of alfalfa to it, or alfalfa alone can give you that abundance. So if the person is lacking health and the person needs spiritual healing, abundance of spiritual healing or spiritual health, then you can use alfalfa for the person. That is for spiritually for the person to come out of that spiritual ailment that they are going through. And then we have allspices, which is also good for abundance. We have the angel wings. All that I'm mentioning are plants. They are plants that surround us, but because at times we think this universe is for us alone, we tend to turn blind eyes on them. Angel wings is also a plant. We have apple, which you can use for abundance as well, preferably the green apple. That is what I can guarantee it is of its natural state. So the green apple you can use for abundance. Ashwagandha, you can also use ashwagandha for abundance. Banana can be used for abundance. Basil can be used for abundance. Beryl can be used for abundance. We have bergamot, can also be used for abundance. Angel wings can be used for abundance. Cat's claws can also be used for abundance. Cinnamon can be used for abundance. Clove can be used for abundance. Dill can be used for abundance. Jade can be used for abundance. Lemon balm can be used for abundance. Rose of Jericho can be used for abundance, and so on and so on. If you go to the lecture theater, the platform, you can see that abundance and some of the herbs that can be used for abundance has been listed there. So please jot them down. These are the basics. So when we start a journey of using plants or using these herbs for portion, you will not be confused. You will know that why did we, if I ask you in the preparation of this portion, Rose of Jericho was added to it. Why was Rose of Jericho part of the preparation? Then you'll be able to state that Rose of Jericho is part of the preparation because it is a product of abundance, or it is an agent of abundance. So when you use it for a portion which you need it to be in abundance of whatever that you're using it for, it is one of the plants or one of the herbs that you can use and know that you get your results. So have it in mind, and it will go a long way to help you. The second one that we'll be looking at, I will not give you all. I will only give you just the tidbits. But when you come to the lecture theater, everything will be provided for you there, so that you can ask your questions on the platform as well. And whilst I'm live too, you can ask your questions. So please have it in mind. When you come to amplification, when you talk about amplification, you are preparing a portion, but you want it to be very high in terms of very, very effective in terms of how it performs. Okay, that is amplification. You raise the volume up. For instance, someone who drinks a cocktail, okay, a cocktail cannot compare the rate at which you'll be drunk to someone who drinks a raw whiskey. Okay, someone who drinks raw whiskey, the one drinking the raw whiskey will get drunk before the one drinking the cocktail can be weighed, depending on your level of drinking. So I'm not saying go and drink, I'm just citing it as an example. Someone will just say, you see, Reverend talk about me drinking whiskey and stuff. Please, I'm just citing example. During lectures, certain things that are simple are used as a sample for you to understand, or yardstick for you to understand the lecture. So don't take that as a deliberate and then start drinking and don't attend lectures. So when you talk about things that we can use to amplify or amplification of formulas or portion, okay, application of formulas or portion, you have chickweed. Chickweed is a plant. Producer, what we'll do next time is please make sure you see me and then get all the herbs that we'll be treating, so that when I mention it, we just display it for them to know, have a view of it. So please, what we'll do is, as I'm mentioning, the first one for the amplification is chickweed. It's a plant. You can Google it, and then Google will give it to you. So chickweed, you can use chickweed for amplification. You can use lemongrass. Lemongrass is known to so many people, right? Okay. Pennyroyal is also a plant. You can use it for amplification. Dragon's blood. This is not the dragon that you are taking the blood. No. It's a plant. Everything that I'm mentioning are all plants. So dragon blood is also a plant. You can use that one as a means of amplifying whatever that you are processing. You can use grapes. The grape that we know, we prepare wine out of it. You can use that as agent or a main raw material for amplification. So let's move to, you need to be self-aware. I always talk about self-awareness. How do you prepare? What are some of the plants, when you have them, it can bring you to yourself? Even if you've been hypnotized and you have it, it can easily move you from the state of hypnotization to being yourself. We have blackthorn. If you have a blackthorn, it can help you to be much self-aware. So if you are preparing a portion for self-awareness, please make sure you have blackthorn. You add blackthorn to it. The devil's shoestring. We'll treat each of the plants for the semester. Okay, the devil's shoestring is also used for self-awareness. It brings you to yourself. Dog band hip. Dog band hip. Lavender is also for awareness. Lavender is also for awareness. So blackthorn, devil's shoestring, dog band hip, lavender, and so many. So there are so many. If you go to the platform, you'll find them there. Yesterday I did paste a couple of them there. Today I will add more to it so that you'll be able to understand more. So these are some of the plants that you can use for awareness. Okay, so someone is off. Okay, this goes for to maybe you are preparing a portion for someone who has a mental problem, someone who normally some of these mental issues has to do with hypnotization. Okay, so if you have some of these plants that I mentioned and in your portion, it helps the person to regain consciousness. So have it in mind. When we talk about balance, you need to be very balanced as human. If you're not balanced, there are a lot of things that will go against you. And beneath balance, we have air plants. Air plants helps you to be balanced. It helps you to be straight in whatever that you're doing. Maple also helps you to balance. And then chickweed, which came at another section, is also here in balance. So one herb could be dedicated to about 4 subjects. So have it in mind. So under balance, we have the air plants, we have the maple, we have chickweed, and so on and so on. There are so many of them. If you go to the platform, you see them there. Okay, so if you are preparing, this is how you do it. So, someone wants me to prepare a portion that will keep them on the track, and I'm preparing the portion in the lab. I take a little bit of, let's say, the air plants. Either I will extract the medicinal component in it and add a bit of it to my portion that I'm preparing. When I add it, it helps with the balancing process that I'm preparing. Okay, it helps with the balancing process that I'm preparing for the person. So if the person needs it for balancing, and maybe there's a plant that has to go through before the balancing can be, you need to add all those plants. Okay, and you need to make sure your measurement is accurate. So as human, you need to make sure you are always balanced. Okay, you are always balanced. It really helps a lot. And then when we talk about banishing, if you happen to have a lot of negative energies around you, and you are preparing a portion that can get rid of these energies, okay, from within certain environment or within your human system or your biomagnetic energy system, there are certain herbs that you can use in banishing negative energies. The oak plant, the oak tree or the oak plant is very good for banishing. Honeysuckle is also very good for banishing. Tobacco is good for banishing. Cotton is good for banishing. And then again, under banishing, we have the devil's shoestring. You see, devil's shoestring came up under one subject, and beneath banishing, it appears again. It tells you how powerful it is. It is not restricted to one thing alone, but it's spread across so many subjects. It becomes so many when it is more than 2, okay, 3, 4, so many. So have it in mind. Have it in mind. If you need clarity, this goes to you, the practitioner yourself. If you need herbs that you can prepare portion with, and you need clarity in whatever that you're doing, please have it in mind that you always know the kind of herbs to use. For clarity brings the truth, the hidden secret and everything. It's clarity that brings it into light. So if you are preparing, someone comes to you, okay, I want to understand my purpose of being on this universe. And you need to, for you to tell them, it is always advisable, give it to them, let them use and find out for themselves whom they are, than you telling them. It is always advisable, give them the formulas to use. At the end of the day, they will be able to find out whom they are. Other than that, always you keep on spoon feeding them, which will not be good. But if they find out themselves, yes, you did the formula, you went through the formula on your own, and that is the results that came. So you need to understand that it's not you telling them, but they finding out themselves. And some of these can be true dreams, which is one, can be true encounter with one-on-one with someone that will bring out the truth. So have it in mind, and it will go a long way to help. So for clarity, you will need Katos. If you want clarity, Katos has been classified as a demonic plant that cannot get closer to humans. But when Katos comes around you, you adapt it around you. Any negativity that tries to hit you leaves. Most people that have adapted Katos have lost so many friends. People that they thought were close friends are no longer with them. Why? They were sycophants. So now they are no longer with them. And I always tell them, don't worry, because the kind of energy that they were surrounding you with were not that of positive. So you need Katos, you need St. John's wort. It's also good for clarity. When you use the St. John's wort, it's good for clarity. So if you are preparing a portion for clarity, the St. John's wort is also recommended. Yarrow is also recommended. Garlic is also recommended. Eye bright is also recommended. Hips soap is also recommended. So for clarity, those are some of the herbs that you can use for clarity. Someone comes to you and say, Kwama Wache, I need a formula or a portion that will give me courage. At times, proceeding with certain things in life, I have this thing that pulls me back. Then if you are preparing for courage, as a human, you need courage. So to be able to have courage, all spices, remember all spices came earlier on under different subjects. It is repeating itself here. All spices is a kind of herb. It's just one herb, but it has about 7 flavors. Okay, it has about 7 flavors, so it has been named all spices. If you use all spices, your level of courageousness will shoot up. Alocasia is also good for courage. Blood roots, don't go and slaughter an animal and mix it with roots of a plant and say you have blood root, please. Blood root is a plant. If you can Google for it, you will find it. Thyme is also a plant. So For courage, you can use. There are so many more that you can get. You can make good use of. You can make good use of. Now, if you want freedom from cares, the air plant is normally recommended for you. The air plant. Freedom from cares. The air plant. And the most of all, as a human, happiness, it matters most. When you lack happiness in your system, it can lead to suicide, it can lead to sadness, it can lead to depression, it can lead to so many things. Happiness. And money cannot buy you happiness. Money cannot buy you, happiness cannot be bought, but you simply earn it. You simply earn it. And in how you can earn this happiness, then you need a bergamot. The bergamot is very good for happiness. Blessed distal is also good for happiness. Copper is good for happiness. Corn flour is also good for happiness. Rose of Jericho is also good for happiness. Stinger nettle is also good for happiness, as it drives any negative energy that deprives you from being happy. Sunflower is also an agent for happiness. It's also an agent for happiness. Now, let's go to healing. This healing that we are talking about is spiritual healing, not physical. Spiritual healing. Spiritual healing. So, if someone is spiritually ill and you want them to be healed spiritually, as if it is only spiritual but has not manifested physically, then you can go straight and then get rid of it spiritually so that it doesn't manifest physically. Okay, so in the course of doing that, you need the angelica. The angelica plant is good for healing. That is spiritual healing. Ashwagandha, repeating itself again under healing, is also an agent. Bleeding heart is a plant. Bleeding heart is a plant. Don't go and kill an animal and remove the heart and say, yes, I took it out live. So it was bleeding when I took it out. So you are going to use it. No. What we are talking about is a plant. Bleeding heart is a plant. Cactus also helps in healing. Cactus also helps in healing. Lavender also helps in healing. Lavender repeating itself. Sage also helps in healing. Tobacco, when you've been hypnotized for so long and it is becoming part of you, tobacco can heal you from that hypnotization. So please take note. Please take note. You cannot omit love from the human life. You cannot omit love from the human life. So love as a subject, the kind of agents beneath love, the agents beneath love. We have the angel wings. Angel wings can bring you love. Avocado can bring you love. Basil can bring you love. Beech can bring you love. Bleeding heart can bring you love. Bloodroot, angel wings, all these I've mentioned earlier on, they are all agents, or they are all products of producing love. They all produce love. Cinnamon produce love. They'll produce love. So do you get it now? If how I'm going, you don't understand anything, you can call the numbers on your screen and ask your question, and I will be able to answer you. As a human, you need luck in everything that you do. You need luck. Someone will say good luck. The good luck is one aspect on its own, but the luck is in general. In your course of searching for luck, High John the Conqueror is a plant. You will need it. You will need High John the Conqueror for luck. You need jade for luck. You will need jade for luck. You will need catnip for love. So under luck, these are some of the plants that you can use them for luck. These are some of the plants, the few ones that I can mention. But when you go to the lecture theater, those of you who have not been there yet, please go there. You will find them. Those of you on WhatsApp, it will be made available for you as soon as possible. It will be made available for you as soon as possible. So please, don't be offended. Don't be offended. And during the full moon, a lot of bad things go on. During the full moon, a lot of spells are cast on mankind, well, our fellow human beings. Okay, so when someone is suffering from spell from the full moon, these are some of the plants that you can use. These are some of the plants that you can use. Saffron crocus. Saffron crocus is one plant that you can use. Honesty is also another plant that you can use. So you can use, there are so many that you can use, but I'm giving you these two. So if someone is suffering from spell from the full moon, if a spell is cast on someone during the full moon, honesty, you can use honesty or saffron crocus for such purpose. And for those of you who always go like, Reverend, I want to know what is beneath the portal. What is, if I enter the portal, what I will see. So when you want to know what is behind the portal, okay, that is what is behind the doors, what within the realms, the spiritual dimension. If you want to know it, that is, if you want the senses of seeing to be widely open, I remember my son was telling me during the Christmas that you can sleep, and when you sleep you snore. And I said, because I'm tired. What do you want me to do? He said, well, but when we are gossiping about you, you just join into the conversation. Why? Is it because you are hiding, you are out of your body and you are watching us? and you know, he got it right, because you may see me sleeping, snoring, but the inner being itself may be somewhere else working. Okay, so that enables me to kind of quickly jump into the conversation, even though you think I'm sleeping. I'm doing all the necessary right that shows I'm sleeping. The snoring, the stretching, the turning over and everything, I'm doing it. But quickly I jump into, once you mention my name. How is that possible? That is knowing what is between the physical and then the spiritual realms. To know this, okay, and you have to prepare a portion for someone, you will need the acacia. Acacia is very, very good for opening the senses, for you to see or for you to hear, for you to smell how the physical smell, how the spiritual also smell. It is very, very good. Cherry blossom is also good. Dandelion is also good. It opens the portals for you to see what is there. Dandelion is also good. Mint is also good. Queen Anne's lace is also good. Producer, you only have dandelion. I mentioned dandelion and quickly you show it. You need to gather the rest. Next time you need to gather the rest so that it will make it more interesting. Because some of these plants that I'm mentioning, I believe most of you have not even heard it before. Today is your first time, and it is not nice whilst mentioning them and then you just listen. It makes it difficult for you. Some of you even have it as your adopted plants, but you don't even know their names. You only know them by certain names, and they are not their real names. They are just nicknames or adapted names. The first person who adapted it decided to name it Ojo, so everybody calls it Ojo plant. Okay, the person was called Ojo, so he decided to call the plant Ojo. And when you also got it from him, he said, "What is the name?" He said, "Ojo," and we are all calling it Ojo. So now it is known as Ojo plant, but it has its real name. So if you go to where it originated from and you tell them you want Ojo plant, everybody will be looking at you until you point at it that, oh, this is the plant that I need. You shouldn't get to that level, please. Witch hazel also helps you. Witch hazel, that is my favorite plant. I don't joke with it. Witch hazel also helps you. I always make sure I have witch hazel with me. Witch hazel, I have it with me. So opening the door between realms, or opening the doors between realms, you need the acacia, artemisia, apple, cherry blossom, Queen Anne's lace, prayer plant, pine, prime rose, witch hazel. These plants can help you, or these herbs can help you to know what lies within the realms. To know what lies within the realms. For those of you who are seeking peace and you want to prepare, producer, no. Thank you. For those of you who are seeking for peace, that is inner peace, someone approaches you and you find out that one way or the other they have something to do with blood. First of all, they need to make peace with Mother Earth. Making peace with Mother Earth. Okay, if you have lavender can help you to make peace with Mother Earth. Extract the flavor from lavender and use it in the process of making peace with Mother Earth. It will give you inner peace. Lavender is one. Peace lily. Peace lily. When the producer, you don't have it. This one, they don't have it. Peace lily. But if you bring it, then I will fear you. Peace lily. Peace lily. Skull cap. This one to producer, I don't have it. Allah. No, you don't have it. So still as you can research. Don't rely on producer. Don't rely on producer. Skull cap. Skull cap is also a plant. The almighty turmeric, which you all know. Turmeric. When you are preparing a portion for someone who can't find peace, inner peace, then you can use any of these that was mentioned for your portion. So peace is one thing that we as humans we need most. We need most. So it's part of the ingredients that makes us complete human beings. And then you need protection. Remember, this universe is not for us alone, and you do get visitation from some of the negative entities that draws within this universe as well. So in protecting yourself, preparing the portion for protection, at times you need to wear them, at times you will need alligator pepper for protection. African violet, they are all plants. African violet. Aloe vera. Remember, we did discuss how you can use aloe vera to prevent accidents. Okay, it's a form of protection. Protection comes in so many ways. Protection from A, protection from B, all the way to Z. So aloe vera, you cannot omit aloe vera. Angelica is also repeated here. Cactus is also good for protection. I remember I gave a lecture about cactus where I did state how the cactus looks like the Roman soldier. Okay, like the Roman soldier. When we treat cactus again, you'll be able to understand why you can use it as part of your either you are using it alone for the protection, or you are mixing it with something else for protection. Dragon's blood can also be used for protection. Dragon's blood can be used for protection. Fox glove can be used for protection. Garlic can also be used for protection. Hoya can be used for protection. Rose, the rose flower that you all know, can also be used for protection. Rosemary can be used for protection, and so many thousands that are part of it. So many thousands that are part of it. Now, as humans, we do get attacks from the shadow. We have people who are basically their specialist is in either shadow hunting, or they work within the shadows for negativities. If you are a shadow hunter and you want to hunt shadows, a plant or plants that you can rely on for shadow hunting is blackthorn. They are blackthorn, datura, holy, Solomon's seal. You can rely on all these for shadow work. Blackthorn, datura, holy, Solomon's seal. If you have these, they can help you with your shadow work. Now, you need wishes to be granted. Most people who have the ring of power, I do tell you, protection, favor, once you meet, is guaranteed. How you manage it depends on you. But come up with other 3 things that you desire, so we can use it in requesting for your ring of power for you. And some finds it difficult. Wish wish, things that you desire, your heart desire. Okay, so someone comes to you that I need A, B, C, D to be prepared for me. How can it be done? They desire to travel, they desire to enter into certain business. Okay, and you want those wishes to come to pass. You will need dandelion. Okay, so your main product for preparing that portion will be dandelion. The main product, the main base, before you start, maybe if you add a little bit of sugar, you add a little bit of whatever it is to it, the main base for wish, okay, or wishes, preparing the portion for wishes will be dandelion. Dandelion. You will, hey, producer, the one that you have, once I mention, then it is there. So dandelion can grant your wish. Dandelion can help grant your wishes. Dandelion can help grant your wishes. Grape, as it is used to prepare wine for us to enjoy, can also grant you your wish. So when you're preparing a portion for wishes, the base, hey, producer, okay, yes. This one, I think it is now who is suggesting all this for you to search them before I get there, because in the initial stages, how you allow the audio and everything to flow in, I think you are being coached by your managers. You are being coached by your managers. So grape can be part of wishes. Can be part of wishes. Can be part of wishes. Now, unblocking anything. If you have blockage you have spiritual blockage, okay, and you need to open. You need an open space. You need an open road. You need an open door. You need opportunities and other things. Unblocking such things, your main base, okay, your main base that you use. These are the bases that you're going to use. You will need abricamino as your main raw material for producing the unblocking portion. Abricamino. 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 This one, producer, you don't have it. You don't have it. So please, you can research on your own as I mentioned them, or when you go to the platform, you can start researching about those plants and then you ask your questions based on the raw materials that have been produced or have been given to you and how you use them in preparation of the portion, so that I'll be able to explain them to you. If you are watching and you don't understand, you can call in live. Cat's claw. Cat's claw. Cat's claw. It also helps to unblock. So if you have blockages in life, and those of you who think ginger, when you plant ginger at your backyard, brings in bad luck, ginger is also part of the plants that takes away blockages. It opens the way for you. High John the Conqueror. High John the Conqueror, that is also plant. High John the Conqueror. High John the Conqueror is different from, we have St. John, okay, St. John and High John, they are not the same. So please have it in mind. Tea tree. Tea tree. That is a plant. Don't be surprised when I say tea tree. Don't go and say, oh, okay, any tree that produces tea is tea tree. Then dandelion is a tree, tea tree. the baobab is also tea tree. So many, all the plants are tea tree, but we have tea tree. Producer, can you Google for tea tree for me before someone uses something different? Something different. Tea tree. How does it look like? The tea tree. I can hear the managers backing up her producer at the MCR. I can hear. So tea tree. As we are searching for the tea tree so that you can see how it looks like before we make mistakes. Let me welcome you once more to the first edition of the Click Telegram class, which is now the Click Spiritual School. The Click Spiritual School. Here we learn everything, anything about spiritualism. We learn them here. Anything, all angles, everything, all styles of spiritualism, we learn them here. How you can use the spiritual aspect of it to attain. Here, a producer cannot find tea tree. Or so left and right of spiritualism. To be part of this spiritual school. Hey, finally. Finally, that is tea tree for you. Tea tree. So you see how it looks like. This is tea tree. The Chinese are very, very familiar with this. This tea tree. So that is tea tree. Don't go and use anything else and tell me, oh, Reverend, I use that plant. A lot of people, when I give out the plants or the herbs that can be applied, they end up getting the wrong ones, so they don't get results. If you use wrong plants or wrong herb for a formula, you will not get your results. So please have it in mind. So to be part of the Click Spiritual School, if you're on WhatsApp, you can be part. If you're on Telegram, you can be part. All you need to do is call the numbers on your screen. When you call these numbers, just tell them you want to be part of the spiritual school. This is the first edition. The first edition of the semester lecture, where we'll go into details. So basically, we made mention of how the human life is made up of certain categories or certain subjects, certain parts that makes you fulfilled or feel you are a human being. Abundance, okay, when you have abundance in a positive way, it helps you. Amplification also helps. Awareness also helps. Banishing also helps. Clarity helps. And so many more. Now, beneath abundance, I made mention of alfalfa. Alfalfa. Okay. And treating alfalfa as a product beneath abundance. Treating alfalfa as a product beneath abundance. Okay. I will give you more of the background. I will give you more background of the alfalfa. The alfalfa, also known as the lucerne. Alfalfa is commonly used for grazing and animal feed. Okay. She is technically legume with harmony, aromatic scent. Alfalfa plays a critical role in ecology. She is birthing place to several varieties of insects and is often grown near more delicate plants like cotton that can't handle these insects. So this is something a little brief about alfalfa. Now, talking about the spiritual uses of alfalfa. The spiritual uses of alfalfa. It goes on to tell you that when you have alfalfa in a glass jug and you cover it in your kitchen, or you leave it open in your kitchen, spiritually there will be no lack of food. It tells you you will have abundance of food. So applying alfalfa within the kitchen where food is prepared, okay, the raw materials for preparing the food, you will never lack. If you need, if you're a lady, if you're a gentleman, and you want to have children and it's prolonging, alfalfa comes in and it resolves it for you. Okay. Alfalfa is also a powerhouse in manifesting your desires and dreams. So for whatever that you wish to come to pass, for you to have it in abundance, when you use alfalfa, this enables you to have it in abundance. You can also spread the ashes on the earth to call in whatever you need. So you can get the alfalfa plant, burn or have the ashes, okay, and spread it. These are formless. These are formless, and spread it across the earth, and it will bring in a lot of abundance. So whatever that you mention, whatever that you desire will come in abundance. These are things that you can do that is related to the universe freely without any string attached. Without any string attached. So basically, when we are treating alfalfa, these are some of the things you'll be hearing. So we take, for instance, abundance and treat about 4 subjects beneath it. God willing, tomorrow, God willing, Wednesday, we'll take 1 subject. So now we'll be treating abundance. So for this week, we are treating abundance. But today, I gave you the summary of all the necessary component that you need in your life, in your biomagnetic energy system, for you to be complete. That is what I've given you today. So we'll be taking them one after the other. So it will take us about, let's say, 4 weeks, and then we'll finish with about 4 of them, and then we'll move on to treat other things. So that is how it is going to be. In a day, we can take about 4 plants, treat them differently, and how you can blend them together to achieve your purpose. So this is where we draw the curtains. This has been the Click Spiritual School, formerly Click Telegram. I'm mentioning the Telegram class so that those of you who were part of the Telegram class that has been dissolved, you will know that it's still the same. So the Click Spiritual School, where you learn everything about spiritualism, everything. As long as you are using it for good deeds, you are good to learn. But if you want to use it for bad deeds, please don't come. Hey, come on, watch it. Say good afternoon, Reverend. Come on, do you have any question? You can call in and ask before we leave, or I'm ending. Or you can send your question. Just raise up your hand on the platform. When you raise up your hand, don't leave any message on the platform. Don't leave any message on the platform. Just raise up your hand on the platform, and when your name is mentioned, you can leave your message. It can be in written form or audio form. Any of it is accepted. By the grace of the Creator, we'll meet Wednesday. I hope you've made very good use of today's lecture, and it's going to help you in this your journey of spiritualism. It's going to help you because we go deeper and deeper. Okay, the name has been Reverend Prince YEBOAH. See you again on Wednesday. Be good and don't do what will bring you trouble. Always try to stay away from trouble. Trouble will always find you, but if you hide yourself enough, you will always dodge trouble. Trouble will give you sleepless nights, but if you are able to overcome trouble, you have inner peace and sleep like a baby. Babies sleep without thinking about protection because they know mothers and fathers are there to protect them. If you wish to live life in that manner, then you need to always avoid trouble. Troubles that can put you in a state of thinking. Thinking can give you sleepless nights. But if you don't want to think, then please live a stress-free life. See you again on Wednesday. This has been Click Spiritual School. Bye-bye.
Click TV.
Click TV.
Oh yeah.